Who revived them? Yeah. So let's get the fort going in there. Could be the necromancer killed the man, took their artifact, and then raised them. Yeah, very possible. So start a new game in the realm of Dawning, early spring of 500. Generating creatures. I guess it takes a while for these big worlds. I'm not sure. I might regret starting this big world, but we'll see. Fortress. Fortress. Passing few weeks to get things ready. Don't pass too much. We need to be there in spring. Yeah, this is a large one with 500 years of history. So it has a little history. And people. Lots of civilizations and lots of things. So it might be recreated. Simulates 2 weeks. Yeah, if there's a lot of things happening, then skip the tutorial on your own. Alright, where do we want to go? There's at this continent. There's a lot of monasteries down here. A lot of monasteries. What are these? Oh, the stream. Why is that stream so weird looking? Not knowing this map yet, we don't know where, like, there's a bunch of where's all the civilization? So there's quite a lot of dwarves. The syrup of irons, the mischievous rock lives up here. There's not a lot of population 11. Okay, we might not want to be from these guys. There's 11 people living there. There's about 450 in this one. The ordered gear. 6,617 sites on this one. Ordered gear is 50 with 5 sites. Oof. 1,412 sites in the ambiguous pillars. Flag of tiredness. That sounds more like our thing. 27 sites and 2,400 population. That's pretty decent. Fences of Hope. 3,600. They're very northern. Look at the clusters of things in here. Syrup of Irons. Population 2! There's a king in this one. Oh, yeah. And someone else. There's literally 2 population left in the Syrup of Irons. 730. What is this? Green there. The Everlasting Lances. 21. Angit's Forest Cold. That sounds... let me move my face a little bit so you can see better as well. That's a goblin name. That sounds like a... That doesn't sound like a dwarf name. I think there's probably not a dwarven leader on this one. Forest Cold. What? I guess 9 on 1 because their civilization is dying at 21. Confusing Net. Mebzut Men Mansion. Fences of Hope. The Flag of Tiredness sounds pretty good. We are definitely not starting with like population 2 or 21 or the 11. Some of these dwarven civilizations, it's like literally 50 on this one. It's like a group of dwarves decided, we are now a civilization. Light green is good biomes and brown is evil biomes, okay. Arena of Harvesting sounds fun. They're pretty close to that though, which could be interesting. Let's look around a little bit. So yeah, this is serene surroundings, so mirthful surroundings. And then yeah, brown is sinister. You have a world with a small inland evil sea. Nice. Oh yeah, there's a haunted tropical ocean. Also, it's actually not just a sea. We don't have an inland sea. We have inland ocean. That's partially haunted. Terrifying. Yeah, it's called what's it? The Wild Gulf. Yeah, it's the ocean. The ocean of Vads. The ocean of Vads is the one that surrounds our place. The Hill of Intricacy. There is humans and goblins in this one. Actually, it's very populated island. Well, I guess we need to sea ice embark. No, we need to have flux and sand. That's my main demand for the new location. Ooh. Iron, gold, silver, zinc, lead. Use the finder. I need sand as well. That one doesn't have sand, but it has a brook and a volcano and all the other things. So good. But so not good. But yeah, we want sand. There's a Joyous Wilds mountain here. We're gonna get killed in that Joyous Wilds. Yeah, let's find embark location maybe. Go to Dryer. Yeah. So I want let's do 5x5 dimensions. That's good. Elevation. I don't know. High. I don't care. Drainage. Yes. No. Light aquifer is okay. Sand, yes. Iron, yes. Let's see what the finds for us. Searching. Yeah, I did tick the Pluxton. This search is gonna take a while. It seems, I mean, it is a big world, I guess. But definitely it takes a moment, though. Maybe should we be more demanding, Well, we'll just give it a moment. It scans map columns, yeah. And we have a large world, so obviously it's gonna take a while. In this size of a map. It will always run the same amount of time. Well, it's slow for sure, but I guess it's also not the fastest thing to go through, especially on a large world. Already starting to regret that large world. Should I go medium? Don't know. Remember if it will give you partial results if you stop or. Yeah, I'll try to stop it next time maybe. We'll see what it gives us with this. Just let it be thorough. We're half done almost. It's only taking a little while to go through right there. But yeah, I wanna build with glass and iron and steel. This time also has some steel weapons and armor, which we didn't get really last time. So those are kind of my goals for this time. But I don't really know what else I want from this run. Like what kind of terrain. I want. Oh, hey, there's a. Is that the scan there? Bzzz, world is being scanned. Green appeared around the edge. I think I should have been more demanding on this. Because it's gonna give a lot of sights for us, I think. Because I just said it the flagstone iron and dimensions. Fire temple this time full of magma and burning lignite. I mean, then we would have. Can I search to have lignite in the map? Because getting enough lignite to have burning lignite requires quite a lot of effort. But magma sounds nice. So full of magma. I mean, if you do like a steel class and magma everywhere, we could have like flowing magma under like glass floors and magma for waterfalls and stuff like that. That's totally safe, right? But that would almost require embark on a volcano or something. No, not really. We can just pump it out from the bottom. Have some cool magma traps, and then piece of every sieve around. We could be also insane and build from That's gonna be a lot of effort though. We could build from obsidian. Like casting obsidian. Just pour magma and then pour water in. Make obsidian, then next level and next level. Don't get people dead by smoking it. Choking on smoke, yeah. Does smoke actually go kind of up, or so it actually goes up. So if you have basically a hole on top, it will go up out from the hole instead of kind of spreading into the room. So I wouldn't mind burning lignite. Also, another. Oops, sorry. Keeps punching this. Another thing that we need to try. It drifts up, yeah. Another thing we should try to get used in this fort would be minecarts. Because I haven't really done a lot of with the minecarts. I haven't tried them in this version at all. And I didn't use them that much back in the day. Because they were pretty clunky to set up. And I also couldn't really figure out good use for them. Especially with that clunkiness. Mike wants to be in the center of the screen. Yeah, I mean, it's right here in front of me, so it's really should just punch it constantly. If you don't... if you don't care. Match found. Only like half the world. Yeah, I think my match was kind of shit. Just tighten your nuts. What do you want, squeaky voice? Nuts under the boom. When do you want to tighten the nuts under the boom? Near the connecting point. It would be better not just punching it myself. That would help. Well, we're
Se on boom mic, niin se on...
yeah, it's boom. Punch it. Anything you say is gonna be lewd, isn't it? Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, this search didn't actually really help in any way. I'm just gonna clear that. Go away. Well, we don't really need volcano. Actually, do we have any volcanoes? There's this volcano over here, which has one tower near it, nothing else. There's another volcano right here, which has two hostile towers near it, and nothing else. Goblin monastery. Okay. Is there a goblin monks in there, or is that just taken over by goblins? Stop the mic from moving. The mic not moving is the problem. The me moving is the problem. And I do like it like this, so I can actually move it around myself easily. Because I quite often, especially in the night, I just put it in the side there, out of the way, and then I pull it back when needed. Yeah, I mean the goblins might even be worshipping our gods, or something. Goblin shawling monks, yeah. I mean, we obviously need to have at least all the neighbors. Maybe somewhere here. There's this big civilization, dwarfs here, and then there's goblins, humans, and elves in this area as well. There is a haunted forest there. Oh, fun times. Dwarven tower, the Hail Harvester. This is also kind of wild, calm region. There's no volcanoes in here, which is fine. What's this? There's a sand desert. You could try an evil biome to see what a creepy rain you get. Did you get any mods? No, I don't want any mods. I want the fort that lasts long, Kami. Evil biomes are fun though. So what's the difference between the evil biomes between like Sinister and Haunted? Is Haunted the one where you get undead, and Sinister is just not so happy times and terrifying? What's the difference between those biomes exactly? I'm just gonna open up a biome list. It's 3 levels. Let's see. Volcano. Water. Oh, you can actually search for a waterfall? Oh. How hard things get back. Evil is the most evil. Yeah. Makes sense, biome. Biome is it's the surroundings is the one I'm wondering. Surroundings, let's see. So so it's a benign, neutral, savage. So it's a calm, wilderness, untamed, and then the sinister, haunted, terrifying is the evil one. So yeah, it's the savagery is the. So sinister is a benign evil. And neutral is haunted, and then savage is terrifying. So also, it's the if you go Joyous Wilds, which is the good savage, is that the one where you just get unicorns, agitated unicorns who just want to rip your face off? We're gonna get destroyed by unicorns. You know, I kind of, kind of like that's the idea. They stab you with their corn. But imagine the unicorn leather. Which is the reviving one? Yeah. So let me read it. Evil regions are much more dangerous and strange than their neutral and good counterparts across the board. First, in addition to ordinary wildlife native to the biome, various other creatures that are nasty, dangerous, and spiteful, such as beak dogs, harpies, and ogres, can be found in evil regions. Evil regions may exist either on their own, where they're known as primordial evil regions, or they may be caused by presence of demons or necromancers ruling over a site, known as circumstantial evil regions. An evil region possesses spheres associated with entities, if any, inhabiting it, which influence the surroundings to some extent. For example, blight, death, and disease regions kill plant life, while nightmare regions are home to boogeymen. Primordial evil areas are eternal, but circumstantial evil regions may fade away if there is no activity in the area, making it possible to revert it back to normal. Presumably, slaying the demons or necromancers responsible for the corruption is the way to do so. Most evil regions will have associated evil weather. Evil clouds can inflict various syndromes on par with those of Forgotten Beasts. Okay, that's gonna be fun times. Or instantly transform creatures into freakishly powerful thralls. Evil rains may also inflict random evil syndromes, albeit less severe ones, and always cause unhappy thoughts and desire to wash evil. Evil rain won't refill pools, but single evil biome may have both evil and regular rain, even at the same time. About half of the evil regions are reanimating, meaning that all wildlife and plant life will be undead, and any creatures that die will, after a short time, be reanimated as undead. Undead are hostile to all living creatures, feel no fear or pain. In general, undead wildlife is extremely dangerous, especially in terrifying regions, since the undead may include zombified flyers that swoop down and rip your dwarfs to shreds with little to no warning at all. And even discounting those, typically harmless creatures like beavers will turn out to be necropuffed monstrosities that are out for all living blood. Undead can only be killed in combat by beheading, dissection, or pulping damage. So on. Creatures that can destroy buildings, avoid traps, steal items will retain these abilities in undeath. If your embark site spans multiple biomes, then only evil part will have reanimating effect, and only wildlife appearing from that side will be undead. Extend all the way to underground. Trees on the embark site may be dead, and though they can be cut for logs, will not regrow. Evil influence caused by necromancer towers don't have reviving properties. Would it make sense that that one does have a... When embarking into a reanimating evil region, it is advised to move everything underground as soon as possible, and immediately set up plenty of traps and military armed with blunt weapons. Be careful with refuse stockpiles and butcher shops. Keep livestock to minimum as they are a liability. Needless to say, hunting is a very bad idea. Evil regions are so inhospitable that beginners may find evil surroundings, even benign evil, too difficult. Still, players may wish to embark in such surroundings for fun. Evil regions can appear on map either light or magenta or dark red and grey. There is no functional difference between these regions. Yeah. Only primordial evil regions can be reanimating. But not sure about the current version. Yeah. You had a seaside fort that had an evil ocean next to it, so under the sea otters kept crawling out of the waves. I've done before back in the day when I played a lot of this. I have embarked on a haunted ocean as well, and I kept getting like undead sharks and all kinds of things just in the water. It's like, yeah, we're not touching the water. Evil FGs, yeah. Yeah, turn them. Maybe we need to set up dwarven oil rig on a haunted ocean. Because we did have a haunted ocean here. There is a tropical ocean here that's haunted. We could embark on the coast here, get some sand and stuff, and make a dwarven oil rig out in the ocean. Annoyingly, there is no flux there though, so screw that. There is flux in the ocean though, if you go deeper into there. It's sinister there though. Let's read about the good versions as well. Good biomes tend to have less aggressive, often benign and weaker creatures, except the unicorn. They also tend to have more fanciful creatures than neutral biomes. Good regions also support a wild sunberry, which makes the best alcohol in the game. There are generally a slight difference between benign good and savage good. Though these biomes are the safest in the game, they can still come with a challenge. Therefore, players should still not be too complacent. Merpers and mountain gnomes, satyrs, unicorns, feterdries, fairies, fluffy warblers, and pixies. The unicorn article is special. Let me take a look at that. The beauty of embarking in a good biome. This article of section has been rated D for Dwarf. It may include witty humor and not so witty humor, bad humor, in-jokes, pop culture references, and references to debate well forums. Don't believe everything you read. And if you miss some of the reference, don't worry. It was inevitable. Happy New Year to you as well, Maxari. Hope things are good for you. Not the fluffy things. Yeah. Happy New Year as well, Roka fanboy. It's been pretty good year so far. I can't know. Maybe we should. Maybe we'll go in the good region. 7 days you managed to not smoke anymore. Hope you can make it forever. That sounds like a good goal for sure, Maxer. Nice, Funky. It's been rumored that some unicorns, especially purple ones with affinity for books, are able to cast spells, making them among the first creatures to use magic. This is yet to be a concrete proof. It is also believed that the movement of sun and moon is also due to some similar form of equine magic. That's just silly, as it implies a geocenters, and we all know that Armok likes the world flat and square. Start a unicorn farm. That's what I'm thinking. We'll have a stable economy of unicorn materials. Dwarven unicorn farm built of steel and glass. Yes, that sounds like a lots of magma in there. We should call that. That's the name of the fort, the staple economy, and we're farming unicorns. And to find is that a tiny bit of mirthful there? Yeah, it is. I mean, our previous fort was called Horsebane because we got killed by the fort before that was killed by Werehorse. So it makes sense getting revenge on the horsey kind by turning them into our economy. We sell unicorns. There's not too many happy regions. There's not happy mountains. Joyous wilds. We're gonna die in there. 2 hours in and we've yet to strike the earth. Well, we did create the world, which took quite a long time because it's a large world with 500 years of history. So it does take a while. There's a mirthful region here, Serene. Oh, and right next to a haunted one. Oh, you know, right here between those two regions would be interesting. Because you have on the other side you have Mirthful, on the other side you have Haunted. Right next to each other. Wonder if Unicorn Clue is magical. Maybe. I don't want to be there though. Joyous Wilds seems like fun. Yeah. I am not gonna go for a Angry Animals region this time. Because the previous one we had was on Untamed Wilds, I guess. Because we had just non-stop agitated birds attacking us. And I was getting really tired of that, to be honest. And I guess you get flying things. I don't mind if it's angry walking things, because those can just wall off and do whatever to prevent them from attacking us. It's the flying aggressive things that get kind of on my nerve, especially when you play a fortress for 13 years and the combat log is active constantly, because there's non-stop birds attacking for 13 years pretty much. So I would prefer not having a constant aggressive animals this time. I don't mind if there's an angry, scary animal sometimes. That'd be fine, but yeah, I think Mirthful is the best option now. It's hard to figure out what's going on in the game lore. Yes. Well, it's not now that there's a Steam version. It's easier, but it's still a little struggle, to be honest. The UI and stuff could be a little better. Tower. So we're not gonna settle in here because there's no one. There's no goblins or humans or elves in this region at all. So I think this might be the only. There's only humans in here. Oh, this might be actually bad. We might not have there's humans in there. If I want goblins and elves also in the neighborhood, we don't have a lot of options for the places. There's elves and humans. There's no goblins in here. You just have to wiki a lot and fail like 100 forts as quickly as possible in creative ways. But to be honest, that's a. Ooh, look! There's a kobold site here. Is there actually a kobold civilization here? Ooh. There's actual kobold civilization here. Ooh. Humans, goblins, and kobolds on this island. I don't think there's dwarves on this island, though. I don't think any of the dwarven civilizations is located on that island. So I don't think we wouldn't get any dwarves coming in because they don't really have boats. Rocky wasteland. But having actual goblins on there as a civilization neighbor, that's cool. Yeah, that is. There's no there doesn't seem to be any location with there's elves in here. We would have no humans if we go here. I wish I could zoom in. There's a mirthful area here. In this area. A mirthful forest. Tropical shrubland. With elves and goblins, but we wouldn't get humans, which I don't really care. Humans are kind of boring anyways. There's no sand here, so that's a no go. I need sand. Yeah, we might have to not. We might not be able to do the happy evil. Well, evil region we put into, but mirthful might be not possible with the other demands I have. There's sand. Sand and light aquifer. Joyous wilds. Oh, hey. Rocky wasteland. Nearest site is a tower. There's humans as well. And undead. This world is full of undead. So many undead. I wonder if we have to just make a new world. Yeah, but there's no neighbor, so that's the problem with this one. There is sand, joyous wilds, but the only neighbor we have is towers and humans. So we would only get attacked by a undeads, I guess. And get like no traders at all. Can be friend with stones and trees. Yeah. I'm almost wondering if we should generate the second world. I did not try that, no. Elves. You can't see them. That's haunted. There is so much evil in this world. Like it's everywhere. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put my next fort. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this world. It's just full of scariness everywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll. Let's do another world. I'm not gonna do a large one. We're gonna do a medium one with 500 years of history. That, and that. The older the world, the more likely evil to spread. Maybe. Let's do 250. The other one was 250 as well. You mean fun? Maybe a little bit more. Thank you. Do I sniff this, Aura? Yeah, thank you. Yes. It's like, evil plans. This might not be enough. Maybe a little bit. It's winter in Finland, which means ultra dry skin and everything. Like, literally have skin peeling off my hands currently. Yeah. Well, even in normal conditions, my skin is basically peeling off. I'm a lizard person. Just yeah. Hopefully this world is gonna be better. Inquiries on the path of the moon. Nation of apples. If you can't find a good spot, real. Yeah, I guess that's a. I mean, I probably could have found maybe not exactly that mirthful with the flagstone and the iron and civilizations and all the things, but I probably could have found a fun location to play on that map as well. But I also want this world that we start now to be a world that we have and play multiple forts in a row, and not just one. And if I'm already having trouble finding a fun location on the first go, then it's probably not gonna be a really good world for us to play multiple forts in. And just a stupid amount of undead and evil there was kinda a no-go for me. But it does make sense that the new world would get a ton of spawns. Like a ton of undead and whatnot spreading. If they get out of hand, especially. Anatomy, fact or fiction? Nice. the gutter and beyond. Oh. Do you know animal diseases? Some of these random things that I'm making are amazing. The mountain home in the modern era. First civilization, then the world. Animal courtship, abridged. Oh. The wet banner. Life with Ilral Pritsax. Art of Impersonation. Martial Prowess book. Mountain Home Without Limits. The Student's People. Questions about the human. Mastering the Dwarf. Mystery of Wind Patterns. Hidden meaning of maps and the economy. It seems like these are like scientists living in here. They're like making maps of maps and economy and studying animals and studying the skies. Errors in animal diets. Journey into trade maps. History of animal societies. True tides and the sun. Observation, a brief history. The students' animals. Humans and other travesties. Unknown probing. Dreams of stability. The exploration of guard fences. Secret diseases of animals. Principles of theater of treasures. The way with trade maps. The course on the whole. Strange incision. Book of Lasks. Beyond trade maps. After evaporation and condensation. These are literally like they are like scientists making stuff. Can the farm save the world? Against trade maps. Interpretations of the lens. They're like astronomy as well. Art of surveying. The animals, common practice. An offering to classification. It's like a early 16 to 1800s kind of industrial era science books. The Fourth and the Universe. Do we understand the surveying staff? Principles of lunar phases. Errors in surveying. The humans in practice. My thoughts on the monastery. At one with surveying. Exploring the moving sun. Reflections of the socketed silvers. After the economy. Master of the light of day. Did the trees falter? For the love of the tower. There was a bunch of things referring at tower as well. Beyond probing. Discourse on anatomies. After the human. Untitled. Untitled is a pretty good name for a book. The way with animals and the climate. Inquiries on the year. Salve lights exposed. The rising of moon and glory. Classic star charts. Inquiries on evaporation and condensation that was the same thing. Wind patterns in the universe. Better rainfall and rivers. The true elegance. The dwarf uncovered. Surveying for students. The Tower books usually written by necromancers and their apprentices. Makes sense. Dreams of the mountain home. Exploration of animals and the climate. Great look. Dissection, before and after. The new wind direction. Another untitled. Introduction to the predator and prey. Animal embryos uncovered. It is skill. Uptil Gutchel Pet, my flower. A record of the farmer. The dwarf, the definitive guide. Self-control in practice. Strange social animals. A record of surveying. Meditation on the human. Useful surveying. A lot of surveying stuff created there. Sundial and the coming troubles. Lots of untitled ones as well. Water cycle game full circle. Better mountain halls. More predator and prey. Elements of fairness. Spit of trappings. A course on transactions. The author, fact or fiction. The dwarves, a new approach. Mystery of the mountains. Humble offerings to the vile. And we sang escorts. Exploring the city. Classic humans. Alright, 9 more years, we're almost there. The Nation of Apples has been doing a lot of stuff. Lunar Faces for Students, the Stars, Problems and Solutions. Corners discerning maps and the economy. Inquiries on observation, mapping the time of my ancestors. Mountain home in the modern era, again. Same ones keep popping up out there. It says created multiple times on the same one. Before dying. Humans and other travesties. Yeah, that was created a couple times. Alright. Let's keep this world and we'll check it out. I'm not gonna look at the history of this world. History is fine. We'll make more history ourselves. We've literally done nothing today yet, but created forts. Not forts even. Maps, worlds, things. Trying to get a fort going. Is it possible to create an ideology for your dwarves too? No, not really. But they do have like certain gods and things. I'm gonna go around the toilet quickly and then we start this thing. back. One second, checking something quicker. Terrible picture. Oh. Start a new game in an existing world. So this is the Realm of Wonder.
Mikä luulet, että on kappaleessa Merelapset? Niin.
I'm not sure.
Tää on jotenkin jännä, kun voi ymmärtää toisenkin, että mitä ei ikinä opiskellut. Itenkin kun ne laulaa, niin se mitään selvää. Mutta...
Fortress, go. You like that DLC on Rimworld? Yeah, it's a really good DLC. Which I haven't played enough. Thanks to this game popping up and some other stuff. I wanted to play more, but it's like, but Dwarf Fortress. I'm sure we'll get to Rimworld again at some point. It's one of those games we play a lot. Anyways, that is a funky shaped world. It's very connected. Alright, do we have any happy locations in here? Let's just... There's not a lot of... There's... Is that the only one in there? The Joyous Wilds? There's elves, humans, goblins and kobolds all near this region. Ooh. I like that. There's a haunted human tower in there as well. Do we need to go for another world as well? There's some thick dwarven holdings up in there. I'm not sold on this world as well. Okay, next one. One more. Third time the charm. Large 250. High. Frequent. Let's do one more. You got a flower crown. You're fabulous. What are you playing actually, Monkey? Oh, still Lost Ark, right? Yeah. You've been playing a lot of that lately. It seems. Alright, one more. This is the world. I believe this is gonna be the world where we will live. You still had a solid PoE champ, but you want to play PoE? Yeah. PoE got a lot better in this newest update, but it's still PoE and still needs work. Alright, the Dimensions of Prophecy. With 23 rejected generations already. Some nice piano music. Alright, let's see. I like the shape of this so far. Hopefully the history doesn't ruin it or something else. The rejects will rise. Wrong game. We need to play Dark Tide again. I'm not shell-shocked, you're not shell-shocked. yeah, hopefully. Back in the day when I played this, like 10, 15 years ago when I played a lot of this, I generated a lot of these worlds. Like I spent like a week just generating worlds and trying to find that perfect location to settle in. But since then, I have become a lot less demanding on things. It's like, it's fine. That's good enough. Yeah, that was the other problem. The world generation also took like hours sometimes. But also, back then, the history generated by default 1050 years of history. Now it's defaulting to 250 years, and even the bigger one is like 500. But you can make it be longer if you want to. But it's not generating as much history anymore as well, which obviously cuts a lot of it. And also the history seems to go slower and slower the longer the history goes, because there's more and more things in the world, obviously, and interacting and civilizations, and or less if they start killing each other. But yeah, that definitely cuts a lot of from the generation. At least one would hope. Yeah, I always really liked that version. It was always really nice. And I still feel we lost some nice things from that 2D when we went to Z levels. Yeah, that was even though it was kind of always the same. It had that progression of the more you moved out of the east, the better stuff you found, and it was like you had the outside, then you had the initial mountain portion, then you found the river, then you struggled with the river, you got this next slice of mountain, then you got the pit, or the chasm, then you have the next after that bit of mountain, and then you found some fancy stuff after that, and you also had like seasonal flooding, things were coming out of the chasm. You could drown the chasm with magma, and so on and so on. Progression you control to an extent, yeah, that too. And I still think like with this kind of graphical setting and like RimWorld and whatnot, it's just better to visualize things in a 2D layer, because it's really hard to see stuff in a multiple layer. So nice nice flowers, monkey. It's like a fancy paladin with fancier flower thing on your head. Are you also eating a twig with the leaves or something? What's in your mouth? Yeah, Moronchaka. But even in isometric, like Nomoria, for example, that's isometric. It's sometimes kind of hard to see things. But also, there was like the seasonal flooding was a really cool feature from the 2D one. When you get this like a massive wave that goes through the lake, river, floods every year, and you need to prepare for that and deal with that. It's very hard to follow when someone is playing fast, since you don't anticipate where it goes. Suddenly screen changes, it was up or down. Oh, there he goes again. Yeah, makes sense, Ashtammer. It does make a lot of sense. To be honest, I have like I'm in controlling it, and sometimes are we going down or up? But yeah, they could use 2D for basic tutorial. Yeah, they could. But also, I mean, I'm dealing with the Z level is a part of the stuff that should be also taught, I guess. $50 to go. Give you a solid foundation on the basic mechanics before throwing you off the deep end. Yeah. I have not tried the tutorial in this myself yet. And I doubt I will. So I don't really know how the tutorial is at all. I imagine it's not still not covering nearly enough stuff that's actually needed to play the game. Build the workbench, build the door, done. Well, at least if it's pointing you where to find those things, then it's kind of okay, I guess. Alright, there we go. 30 years ago, 31 years ago. Master of the Chieftain. There's a north boat. Stormy Union seems on kicking. Yeah, that's probably a human civilization, I imagine. They're constructing a bunch of places as well. The problematic union. There's a Stormy Union and problematic union. It's probably referring to like human politics or something. You want to make a basic 2D DF clone? Good luck. Can you make it 2D but isometric? Like single level isometric, or similar graphic style. You're working on a 2D but a hex grid. Ooh. Was just thinking that. Yeah. How to make that work? Only for one, so it's not quick progress. Yeah. Alright. Keep this. Come on, be a good world. I don't wanna... It's like 20 minutes each time we create a new world. It seems to be, or something like that. So I don't want to create too many worlds. One of these, this is the world. I believe this is gonna be where we want to settle. And this is gonna be cool and everything. This one will be good. Yeah, I think so as well. This is the third one. Lucky. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can't be bad, right? It'll be fine. Let's start a new game in. What was the? It was the Dimensions of Prophecy. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. some handsome finish to the looking at the save screen. Stayed for the loading bars. No, we are trying to find a nice world. This is the third one we've created so far. Skip tutorial. Okay, there's at least a happy location there. I like the shape of this world so far, at least. It's a very deserty corner there. Volcano Island. Ooh, a volcano island with sand and flux and everything. We could be isolated in there. Big serene surroundings. Sand, flux, iron. Only goblins in the neighborhood though. Goblins and elves. Oh, this is potential location. Time for an evil lair. Possible. There's another one. Humans and goblins in here. What's this thing? It's just a brook there. Oh no, it's a mountain. That's a mountain over there. Yeah, there's a tiny mountain in the middle of this area. All right, let's look. How's the civilizations looking here? So there's the primitive relic with 290 dwarves, 5 locations. The bright dagger, 1918 locations. The healing flag, 290, 6 locations. The guilds of exiting, 2725 locations. Veiled gold, 420 and 3 sites. Deep clays, does 300. With 13 sides. The superior knife, 2927. The branded tower, with 8400 dwarves in 9 sites. There is some heavy concentration of dwarves in some of these. The rhythmic work, 400 and there's a lot of dwarven civilizations. 430 in 4 sites. 3000 and a bit in there. Rope of Gazes. The Scarlet Lantern. That's a fancy name. I might be from the Scarlet Lantern. I kind of like the sound of that. The labor of stabilizing. Also one of the biggest dwarven civilizations. Also, I think that's in the region where I want to be anyway, so that looked good. The labor of stabilizing, also 2,300. And then there's the one that I was laughing at, the Tender Lancers. There's 11 Tender Lancers. Delightful swords. They lance you deeply but tenderly. You eat Burning Crusade then. I mean, I was gonna build a fortress out of glass, steel, and magma next, so I guess tenderly lancing each other. It's the Brokeback Mountain home. Let's see, another 1,300 in there, and then 1,100 Lantern of Bars. I think the Scarlet Lantern sounds pretty cool. It's also very central Yeah, quite a lot of dwarven civilizations. It's actually kind of far away from where I want to be settling. If I want to be settling on those. There is this mirthful some soil, sand, joyous wilds, sand. There's temperate grassland in here with a stream, little soil, some soil, clay and sand. So there's clay and sand on the top and joyous wilds in here. But I don't want a joyous wilds, that's gonna kill me. All of them in a big connected con. Yeah, there's that one tiny island over here where it's full of humans and goblins in here. None of the dwarven civilizations are living actually in here. Won't kill you. Yeah, I'm sure they won't. There's this. Those guys are pretty far away from here, though. Maybe there's a. Maybe the joyous tender lancers are actually the one for me. There is this serene mountain here with iron and flux. No sand. That corner has sand. If I actually settled this corner here, we could get sand and no iron though. No, there's iron under the sand. Cold platinum. It's a freshwater swamp. Elves and goblins. We wouldn't have humans, but we would have everything else I want. Serene surroundings with also a thick wilderness on the other side. In the swamp. This is a very potential location. That's some heavy mountain in there. Flagstone layer. Yeah, that's a potential. It's hard to get sand on a mountain, but I don't necessarily need to be on a mountain. To be honest. How about this one? What if we are in the savannah, in a serene, mirthful savannah, like in the corner, not there. Is there any sand on the? I have to go to the joyous wilds to get the sand. There's only elves in the neighborhood, so maybe not that one. I like this world though. It's kind of neat. There's this hot, sinister desert there. Any other happy areas? There's actually one in here, but this is not connected in any way to anything. It has all the things though. All the things. Ew. There's a mirthful ice. Mirthful glacier. It's full of happy penguins. Arctic Ocean. There's also a terrifying glacier right next door. Mirthful glacier. It actually keeps going here. Interesting. No sand. Is there a sand next door? No. There's a freezing wilderness here. There is sand right there. Oh, if you embark on the edge of this, you could get sand and ice. And then you could have mirthful penguins. Do happy penguins taste better? I mean, stress usually makes the meat taste worse, right? So, I guess, yes. There's a very sinister mountain here. I think next, so I wanna play this fort in a certain setup, but let's do. I promise you, next one will be an evil biome. We'll do an evil biome next time. After this fort, you guys can hold me on that promise. I guess this one is okay. I am thinking of this region here. With the sand on the edge. Actually, how's the elevation here? There's massive elevation here. with sand and things. So this corner could be interesting. We're not gonna have humans in here. I haven't actually. I have not played with the new patch yet. Blind was saying that it's like 20 FPS at least on his Forza, which is quite a big improvement on some Forza. If you, like my previous Ford was running about 20 FPS, so if I got another 20 on top of that, that's a huge improvement. But I have actually not tried it yet myself. There's a little soil. There is sand on this edge. What if we just between a mountain and a swamp, serene mountains and a wild swamp. So we might get attacked by alligators or something. The mountain, the natural tower. Nice. Pet gators. Ooh. Crocodile militia, go. Gator shoes best export product. I was gonna get unicorns. I was joking that we're gonna we're gonna make a unicorn farm basically, and then we're gonna call the fortress a stable economy. I like this area. This corner looks interesting. Look here. There's sand. There's iron. No, oh no, there's no flux here. It's over there. Shit. There is flux on that side. Shit. No flux. Also heavy aquifer on that side. Ugh. I mean, it is swamp, I guess. Gold flux stone. Okay, so there is this one maybe. Here's flux and sand and iron. Maybe here. We've been taking a small region preset, but adjusting it with 20. Min 20 volcanoes and then picking up most interesting volcanoes embark. Yeah, I did that on the previous one. Pink unicorn leather. The dental lancers will be your best customer. It's running on a single thread, Phil. That's the biggest problem. Has to run sequentially, not so many opportunities for multi-threading. Yeah. Guess this is my option here. How's the cliffs and everything? It's not so cliffy here. I mean, there's gonna be quite the cliff on that, I guess. Oh yeah. Why is there no flux here? We'd have to get the flux at the edge there. There's flux on that. Flux on that. So flux, sand. I mean, I literally need one tile of sand, so we could go keep that as an edge. Actually, we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles. But it's just one corner having a flux stone gonna be enough for us. Your current fort is 6x6. How does that feel for you? Little soil. The murk of ignition. Still 25 FPS, yeah. 200 dwarfs. That's pretty good. How about on this side? Shallow. Very deep soil. I don't know if I like the very deep soil. Flagstone. There's a... Oh, this one might be better. Iron, silver, copper, lead. No gold on this one. Which doesn't matter really. Shallow sand, shallow clay, deep soil, light aquifer. Iron, silver, flagstone. This is both flagstone. How's the elevation here? Ooh, I like the look of that waterfall. You make sure the pattern is sane. Yeah, that is probably not the worst idea. We could also get that stream. Hill Griffins, the musical something. Maybe we settle like in this corner here. This one has a flux everywhere. And iron, silver, copper, lead. Copper and iron is fine. Has sand. Has goblins and elves. All you want. Yeah, I think this corner is a winner. Alright. So... Shit. Well, I know it's that one. So, do we want to be... I like the Scarlet Lanterns. They're pretty far high up here, though. Quite the distance for them to... Is that too much travel distance for caravans? Or should we say like one of the ones that are closer to this? The Tender Lancers. Is that the one we need? The Tender Lancers. Yeah, they're actually the one right next to the door. I'm not gonna go with those. Too little. I want one with a decent population. These are basically the same distance. There's a low pop on that. That's other corner. Oh, there's a... Oh, these are 400. I want more. Not enough. The deep glazes are same distance. Spear Knife is pretty far away, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, even more far away. Branded Tower is far away. Rhythmic Work is not so far away, but also kind of whatever. The Rope of Glazes is kind of same distance as well. Scarlet Lantern, far away. Tender Lancers, Delightful Sword. Yeah. Oh, this is actually the Lantern of Bars. Is pretty decent, like close. Also, somewhat in an evil region. Find it right. The problem is me. Sorry. I'm very picky on the location. Like I'm looking for a very specific kind of location, I guess. But if I wasn't this picky, it would be much easier. Like I just have too many conditions that need to be aligning. We wanted a peaceful region. Well, unicorn region. I wanted a kind of mountainous with enough cliffs, with iron, flagstone, and sand, with enough civilizations, and then a dwarven civilization close enough. 3 hours pre-embark is still within specs for a bell. It really is. It really is. For first time play, anything is nice if you avoid evil times. Yeah, exactly. If you don't have other demands, then I'm gonna make a dwarf fortress. Then it's super easy for sure. But I'm being very picky on this because when you play Dwarf Fortress, you generate world first, and it has like a history and things and stuff happening in there. And you play a fortress in there, and if your fortress dies, or you can retire it or abandon it as well, you can then play the same world again, and it will have the history of what you did in the previous fort in that world. And you can play, for example, in the same civilization, and if you retard your fort, the fort is still existing and everything in the world, and you could get like visitors and traders from the same fort, like your old fortress, and so on. And then there's also currently not in the Steam version yet available, but there's an adventure mode, which is basically like a old school roguelike. So you generate a character and whatnot, and then you can go to one of these worlds you've made, like this one, and you could literally go visit in like a roguelike RPG setting, and you go visit your own fortress, for example, and die to your own traps or something. So I want to generate a world that's one I like. I like this world quite a lot, because I want to play a succession of fortresses in this world. You also take hours in a character creation of RPGs. Yeah. I watched all the new anime episodes of this season 5 Bellies at this. I saw there was some interesting ones. I'm gonna have to watch those maybe today as well. Anything good in the new season, Brekney? I saw people were chatting the Nier Automata and the new Trigun, at least. So I'll have to check those. Hopefully the Trigun is good. So I'm gonna go with the. I like the name of the Scarlet Lanterns, even though it's a little far away. I really like the name of that. The civilization name is just fantastically good. Nier isn't out yet, and Trigun just came out, but I haven't watched it yet. Yeah. No, I think someone said Nier is out as well now. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, we're gonna be Scarlet Lanterns, and we're gonna settle here, wherever it was. Anywhere in here. Do I need to clip this? I selected that. Go away. Okay, there we go. So now we are up from there. We're getting there. We're almost there. Show elevation. So here in this bend, I'm gonna do a 5x5. So the sand is in this corner. So here's sand, and here's the mountain. Actually, this has sand up here as well. Ooh. And there's flux. Sand on that one. We could do a Interesting. So here's elevation. So it's pretty high elevation here, and there's like a river valley that goes in the middle here. But this is also kind of high. But this elevation is much lower than this elevation. It seems in comparison here. But there is still quite a cliff in there, a similar cliff as in here. There's an extreme cliff over there. Ooh, there's sand on the extreme cliff. Oh, hello. There is actually sand over here. Ooh. Oh, the whole edge of the thing is sand. Oh, hello. And iron and flagstone. Ooh. I might actually settle right here. Yeah, I might actually settle right on that spot. If I do, I'm gonna do a 5x5 still, because I think the 4x4 is too small. Like, I'm gonna embark right there. Serene, heavily forested. So there is trees even. All right, I have chosen a select a large area. Light aquifer. It's fine. Everything that you watched till now that is not a continuation feels like generic, but as I've also said before, it doesn't take much to entertain me, so you'll watch all of it. Yeah, I'm kind of same as well, to be honest. I watch all kind of garbage, and I'm like, yep, that was a thing. Some other people have much higher tolerance of what they watch. I'm like, yep, it's fine. Although at the moment I'm actually binging watching Angel, because I noticed that Disney Plus had all of Angel, so I've been binging that. I'm somewhere on the second season now currently. Some of that has not aged really well, I have to say. Especially, actually, I like the how the monsters look and whatnot are actually pretty okay. But especially like any like combat action fight scenes are interesting. Some of the choreography on some of the fight scenes is a little not great. You rewatch OG Cowboy Bebop now? That's really good. That's a great one. I need to actually see the live action. Oh, that's the game. I was like, what is that sound coming from outside? that's the game sound. Yeah, we're doing a new port. This makes it. So yeah, I need to watch the live action Cowboy Bebop, which a lot of people didn't like, but I would still like to see it. Except the freaking anime with the guy that turned into a dog. An anime about the guy that turned into a dog. I don't think I've seen that one. The only one I'm thinking, the guy that turned into a dog is like, oh, you mean a Full Metal Alchemist? But that's not the guy turning into a dog. You like your eyes bleed? Yes, yes, I do. Actually, I've liked some live action ones. Let's just confirm this first. We need to prepare carefully. I really liked. Well, I first read the manga. Actually, no. Yeah. Well, whatever. There's the Great Teacher Onizuga. That I watched the anime and I read the manga, and then I watched the live action version of that one. And I think the live action is actually the best out of the three. I mean, I did like the anime and the manga as well, but I think the live action out of those is actually the best one. And there was some other live action one as well that I really enjoyed. But a lot of live action versions are pretty terrible for sure. It's from this season, it's ecchi. Anime has 10 minutes and mostly plain first person. Yeah, not sure. Not sure if I want to watch that as well. I might do the same, watch one episode of like... well, that's a thing. So we're from the Scarlet... what was it? Scarlet Lantern was the... name. So we should probably keep like a light lantern, like steel and glass, and magma. Live action was great as well. Yeah, I've never seen either versions of that. It always, I'm always very scared when they make either remakes or live action versions of anything, because they never turn out good, right? Alright, Forten's name. The Wheeled Lanterns. Lanterns is good. So our civilization is Scarlet Lanterns. We could be something lantern as well. Let's see. It's near that. Go for a lantern. Yellow lantern. Lantern. Yellow lanterns. The bright lantern. Is there like a... Could also do... the weaken. The brightness of skin. The dip of shovel. Lake appear. There we go. Lake appear. The your youth number shimmer of dinner. Silky Bunny, the found closet fluke boulder of truss. This is a fortress in the Tender Lancers civilization. No need to name. Yeah. Spiral appear the nurture fall bore pines of roughness. Yeah, we're starting a new port right now. The nurture. No, we didn't. We made a new world. We just let the old port be. I'm gonna send it to Blind that save file so he can make a YouTube video on it. I'm trying to figure out a good name for this. Can you request leader again? No, you can be. You can be for sure. If that's what you wish. Why is getting everything is distress? Legend Tower, Monster Tower, Monster Strop. Snot's vision. Lanterns need fuel ignition. Also, if you use a magma as well. Actually, we could use obsidian for lots of building as well. Obscure. There's no obsidian in this this option. No obsidian at all. There's no obsidian available in any of the options. Horse beaters. Oh yeah. Sorry. Stable. We can't do stable economy. Is there economy in any of these? We can't be stable something. Stable balance. Stable venom. You can freely decide your name, yes. When you generate the when you embark carefully, you can select all the names. Stable Wraith. Stable Gerbils. Crimson. Interestingly, the star is crimson. Stable coins. Can you do coin? You can't do coin. Crimson Tundra. Crimson Partners. That might be. I might actually do Crimson Partners as the civilization name. Not the civilization, the group name. Yeah, Crimson Partners on that one. Unicorn. Like, you can't do unicorn, I think, as well. There is a union. We could be stable union. Stable. Oops. Stable union. Stable chaos. Can you do chaos? You can do chaos. Stable chaos. How about that? Neural rerit. Stable chaos. That's good enough. Group symbol. Can you oh, you can't do a random symbol. We're gonna do creature. Unicorn. Unicorn. What else we do with the unicorn? Shape object. Unique. The symbol of the fortress is just a screaming unicorn. There. The unicorn. It is an image of a unicorn. The unicorn is screaming. Oh, we can actually have we can delete the element. This one. We can do this burning, and then we can do a screaming. So it's a unicorn on fire that's screaming. Symbol of our Crimson partners. Oh, name of the symbol? It doesn't get name. It's just a symbol. Oh, you can name? Can you name it? Oh, you can name it. Yes. Yeah, you can. Sorry, I didn't see that. What do we call the name of this? So a burning, screaming unicorn. What is that called? Suffering unicorn. You can. There is no unicorn option in this name parts. Sadly, it's not. Unicorn is not available here. Is there like a? Oh, there is a fate. Let's see what we have. Something a burning fate. Boiled faith. A blaze. Oh, is that a blazing? Oh, there is no blazing, but there's a blaze. It could be blaze fate. Like this. Sakritarema. Blaze fate. That's the symbol. Blazes of faith. Blaze fate, the assault of orbs. No, blaze fate is good enough. We'll just go with that. It's called blaze fate. The symbol of the Scarlet Lantern. It's a unicorn that's burning and screaming. And then we die instantly, probably. Let's see, we're needing we're gonna get you miner, proficient miner, and you're gonna be woodcutter and a carpenter. Mason. I'll do 2 masons actually. 2 masons. Then I don't really care. It's like that is good. I'm gonna do engraver on you guys as well. Stone workers. Actually, let's get second miner as well. Second miner. 2 miners, 2 stone workers, person who is can I name this in here? I can. All right. Yes. Call tips on the first tamed unicorn. You can't rename pets. So this guy's gonna be our. Let's see. You're gonna be a record keeper. Actually, not just one on that. An organizer and an appraiser. Judge of intent. You get a couple of that. A little bit of intimidation, a little bit of liar, and a little bit of negotiation. There we go. And this one we name Drake. Oh, Drake. Hello. Hello. I would like to name this person. Okay, we are not naming these persons yet, apparently. I'm doing well. Good. Well, good for you. I'll name them once we embark. So the naming doesn't seem to work. What else do I need? I have 2 miners. I'm gonna get. The miners are gonna get wrestling training. There we go. I don't really do farming, to be honest. Maybe I should. We could get a metal crafter. So we'd have a skilled metal crafter if you wanna start crafting metal stuff like instantly. I'm gonna do. Yeah, let's do like a gem cutter metal crafter, dude. There. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Alright, what do we want? We have pigtail cloth, plump helmets, anvils, picks and copper axes, turtles, spore tree fancies. No, we don't need the step ladder, and we don't. I have to take 2 wheelbarrows instead. We should pick some animals. What animals do we have available? Animals here. War dogs, mules, hunting dogs. We want some animals. I would like to breed some animals this time. Reindeers, llamas, alpacas, camels, alpacas. Alpacas sound, but they need grazing area for those, which might be bad. We definitely need some doggos, and let's get some a doggo and a doggo and a kitty cat and kitty cat. Let's do 2 of each. We need those, so we can breed some dogs and cats, and then do we want some other animals? I would like to breed some animals. Here comes the cat wave. I mean, we're gonna breed unicorns, right? We'll get unicorns. That's fine. Then we'll spend everything else on alcohol. Nah, but we'll just tame some unicorns, and we'll then make some unicorn leather. You're doing yaks, but llamas and alpacas are nice for wool. Yeah, they would be probably decent. Let's get a breeding pair of alpacas. Yeah. There we go. And then let's get some pond turtles. There we go. We'll figure out the rest in there. Embark. Can you use yak bones to make saxophones? I don't know. Maybe. A dwarven outpost. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. This is a very fancy colored place, for sure. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of Bengen Gudil, sorry. There are almost no supplies left, but with this stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or a hook. What hook? Provide for your dwarves. You're expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to 12 secure lodgings. Your dingoes get hungry. A new chapter of Dwarven history begins here, at this place. Nural Rerith, Stablechaos. Strike the earth. Oh, Hook is fishing. Right. Makes sense. Alright. Ooh. Ooh. Fancy. There's a river. Also, the other side of the map is frozen. Oh. Is that a waterfall? It is a waterfall. Also, fancy. What are these trees? Feather trees. Ooh, that is a fancy waterfall. That is a pretty steep mountain as well. Ah. So, obviously we're gonna live in here, right? Behind the waterfall. A lovely valley the waterfall falls into, yeah. Feather Buddha, that's the... Oh, this is actually... I think this is Persimmon. Feather... Ooh, what is a feather... Oh, it's gonna make this kind of nice, light, like super light colored thing. I think, was the feather... let's see, Buddha, Dwarf. I think Featherwood was the lightest Buddha out of all of them, as the name kind of tells you. Where did I see that? If I remember correctly, it's like super light. Yeah, Feather tree is the lightest of every tree. Funny enough, we had I think we had the heaviest on the previous port. Yeah, it was this one. Thank you. Yeah. Although that is actually missing some of the stuff. It shows all the trees in that list there, but it's actually missing something. I was noticed that on the log weights it was actually missing something, because we had yeah, it was some tree that was on the very heavy end on the trees that it was missing. There's too much stuff to list, I think. It's missing the average weight trees. Yeah, it was missing some very heavy tree as well, which I was using. So this river is interesting. Is that... It's partially frozen and partially not frozen. There is a long-nosed gar in there. There's also a beehive on the ice. Downy grass. Piano that badly? What piano is it playing? Shale. There's a nice gems right there. What is this thing? Sunberries. Sunberries make the best alcohol in the game. There's limonite. Ooh. Magnetite. Oh, this whole wall is magnetite here. Fancy. The one they bought your sister at like 35. Oh, it's jumping on the piano. So much iron on the surface already, yeah. What was limonite good for? We're gonna see it from the... Oh, don't show again. Stone use. Limonite. Limonite is iron. Oh, it's iron too, right, yeah. Limonite is iron. So there's iron and iron right next to each other there. Some gems. Shale. Don't see flagstone yet. Also, that's more limonite right there. Tetrahedrite. There's a... Oh, this is peat. Sandy loam. White sand. Okay, so there is literally just sand over there. Good. What is this thing? Oh, it's roots. Alright, tetrahedrite, peat. Very red layer, this one. It's pretty beat. Also, quite heavily forested this area. Huh. What if we just live in this river valley here? What if we have a surface fort in this spot? I'm trying to decide where we wanna settle. Like, do we just want to have a surface area here, right here, and just cover it? Actually, what is a? Is there anything out there that's gonna kill us instantly? There's a Kakapos, which will steal shit. Oh no. And there are some alligators in the cavern there. River Dwarfs fishing village. I mean, we could start as a village in the surface here, and then we're gonna go from there. I could chop down some trees and make some wooden walls and a bridge for us as our initial defense. There's a limonite right there as well. Surface heresy. it really is. It kinda is. Dwarfs with sun blocker. Okay, maybe not. What if we make a massive hole in here? What if we just dig like a massive open area that just goes down? This channel. Just channel massive hole down all the way to the hell in the middle here. Then cover it with glass. And then build our housing and whatever kind of at the edges of the hole. With a river falling into it. Well, we'll probably have to block this river. Surface forts. Well, I would wall it off quite a lot. Entrance behind the waterfall sounds great to me. Yeah, just kind of at the edge of the map. What I was thinking that same thing at Tyrannia, but it's like we have like 2/3 of the map on this side, and then our entrance would be here. But I was thinking maybe just like digging around this the edge of the river here. But that's pretty similar to what we had on the previous fort. So maybe not. I do like the big hole in the middle. Then we can go up and down and whatever on it as well. Put some glass things in there. It's always starting out is always the hardest in these games. Like deciding how do you want to approach things. There's some pyrites in there as well. Shale. Loam. I mean, I almost want to just start digging this limonite instantly out of here and start burning some trees and making a iron bar. So like the first thing we do. You like this half frozen, half thawed map? Yeah, it's kind of interesting that the biome changes here. And this is the blue one with that stuff is a mirthful region. You've spent as much, if not more, time at the start of Embark as playing. Yeah. Just go hole here. Here we go. Yeah, this is we just started a new one, Fredo. We are living on a. This is a happy biome, good biome with feather trees and hopefully some unicorns. And then there's a little bit of other biome on the other side, wilderness. I do need magma as soon as possible. Well, we can burn all these trees. Meanwhile, you will start a new one yourself later on as well. Do you have any ideas what you want to play next? What kind of fort? New water temple? No, this is gonna be more steel, glass, and magma. One side of the river is snowy and rainy. Across the bridge is sunny and no snow. Real life biomes. I guess I could just make a hole and go down, and then go from there. See how big? I mean, we can't recalculate. We could do like what if you do like this wide, and then like this wide, like a massive thing. decentralized living. That could be interesting as well. I do need to deal with this river sooner than later. And it doesn't seem to freeze, so that's a problem. If you make the hole in here, how are we gonna enter the hole? I mean, we could actually put the entrance over there. Like, just go down here, a couple levels under the bridge, then go back this way. This river looks hand-sculpted. It's not. 3 wide ramps circling the hole. It's just so slow to go down if you have the circle. Fun started early. Your main problem in the last try is that it takes time to dig out the layouts. Yeah, you want to set up some kind of a defense initially, and then go fancy later. I might just actually chop some trees down here and make like a small log fort outside for us, and then go from there. There is Stablechaos on this map, which already annoys me because these little bastards actually steal items. So we're gonna have some Kakapo related theft in this fort. Real menace, yeah. It's like Kakapo steals your artifact. What? Go away! Stop it. There is also aquifer in this, which hopefully is not an issue. I can deal with that. Ooh, barley. There's also some garden greens. There's actually some garden grass. Sorry, there's some good plants growing here as well. Ooh, cranberry vines and cabbage. Ooh, prickleberries. Prickleberries? Persimmons. Yeah. Do we get plants from 2 different biomes as well then? Turnips. Rope reed. Ooh, rope reeds. Lentil plants. Ooh. There's some good plants. Then there's this area with nothing growing on it. Are you inside a volcano or is this an underground cave? We're on the surface. This is a surface currently. We are currently on surface, trying to decide where we want to go. Where do we strike the earth first? Is the question. Ooh, bauxite. What was bauxite good for? I remember the name sounds ooh, but I don't remember what bauxite was good for. Once highly prized as the only practical source of magma-safe mechanisms. Ah, that's why I remember it being good. Its importance has declined with the addition of new heat-resistant forms of stone. May contain sapphires and rubies. I remember bauxite being good. Bloody appearance makes the interesting aesthetic choice. Yeah. Bauxite is an ore of aluminium in real life. Kind of like the idea of making a tower of an artificial island and having drawbridges that cross across a moat on both sides. That could be good as well. They make mouth guards with bauxite for nighttime teeth grinding. Then just dive underground. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna dive underground for now anyway, so let's chop down a few of these trees. Hazelnut. I want to see what these trees actually look like. Let's get a hazelnut, one of these large sand pear feather trees. Just chop down a few of these. I guess I just go down, down a few layers and set up a storage space or something in there. And then we can start building from there. all the other things we want. Do I want to be behind the waterfall? Would be kind of cool though. Let's do it from the behind the waterfall. That sounds fun. Let's see. We're gonna diggy here. We might get eaten by an alligator. That's part of the fun, right there. You love waterfalls. You might be a dwarf. Have you checked if you're a dwarf? Let's see. 3 goes up. It's wider. In those parts. Is there a BuzzFeed test for that? Probably. Probably is. I wouldn't be surprised if there is. Alright, dig out that. Go safe route first. This is safe route. I'm sure those alligators are fine. I'm sure nothing bad happens with those alligators. Not like digging walls separating the alligators from you. Yeah, they're friendly reptiles, right? As long as you don't go into water, that's okay. If you dwarves die instantly, then it happens, right? They will be fine after eating. Yeah. Where are you going? Oh, you're going mining as well. Large bulbs. Yeah, let me get you guys in. So you get to die. So you wanted to be Drakeny, expedition leader. There we go. And do you have any preferences what you want to be, Woppenhorst and Morner Jack? And Ashtammer. you got pizza. Something not so deadly. Well, Stoneworker is a fairly safe job. Make a few slabs. Well, Wolfenhorst will make them. Mining is definitely a not safe job, or woodworker, or any of them. We'll make Ashtammer into a woodworker. There we go. Making a road here is actually very easy. We need to turn off fishing. I don't want to fish. No fishing. Nobody does this. No fishing. Only selected do this. Good. Nobody fishes. Fishing is deadly profession. Mornarch, you get to be a gem cutter. There we go. Rogue blocks for life. Click the nobody does this. I couldn't click it though. It's oh, nobody does. There's difference between everyone and nobody. Oh shit, that's a lot of water. Abort. Abort. The waterfall is not vanishing into the river. It's actually flowing on top of the other river. There's gonna be a flood from there. Run away! Run away! Cancel mining! Run away! See, oh, alligator and pike are fighting. See, they're peaceful. They're just killing those guys. There's a ton of water coming from there. Oh shit! Had that happened, lost 7 dwarfs to a brook. Yeah, our wagon is right next to that. The pikes are coming to get you on land. They might be. We need a. I'm gonna do a quick wall. Like here. And we're gonna make a little bit more wall. Here. More large logs. We need to get everyone a labor. Is that it's construction under it's not stone together. Which one is the building? It's wall. There we go. Done. Done. Yeah. Everybody does this. Mason is a building. Yeah, there's wall and whatever construction separately as well. I'm gonna make a little wall to make our wagon a little safer. To be honest, we should probably put the wagon into a house in general. Actually, let's do that though. Because there is going to be those kakapos and whatnot coming into here. So I'm gonna make us a box out of some random wood. Let's put that. I guess we need a workshop. Carpenter there. Use feather. And then build a ramp. That corner from large. Yeah, look at that water coming in. Oh shit, that's a lot of water. Even this what? Well, even those are having trouble there. Shit. Yep, it's gonna flood these plains. Oh shit. You thought an aquifer was bad. Oh, and then the water. What the? All the water vanished. What happened? Now it's doing its how it's doing that. Oh! Now I understand. Now I know why it did that. No, the river was frozen. That was the problem. This side of the river, because there's a biome change here. The right side of this river was frozen, so it didn't actually drain out of the map on the edge. So that's why it was piling up. Ooh, there's steelhead trout on this river. We might actually do some fishing this time. Sturgeons. Okay, we're doing definitely some fishing. That's going to be fun every winter. Yeah, that's gonna happen every... Yeah, we have a flood season now. So we do get seasonal floods. If the other side of the map doesn't get frozen, like the mountain, this waterfall will flood every season. Every winter season. If this side actually does froze. So we're gonna have some fun every time. Yeah, I have tried it actually. It's pretty decent though. Let's actually make a table and a chair as well. And let's assign a few administrators. We need a manager. Drakeny, you're the manager, and you're also the broker. Now. And you get to be the bookkeeper also. Just leave a gap, replace with windows later. Just dig a new river. Yeah, I might build some kind of channel system for it. So we can flood it. Is there a... There's a... Oh, there's a tree right there as well. Okay. There's a tree growing in my tree. Let's chop a few more of these trees. Is that... What is that? Water buffalo. Is cutting the tree there safe? Probably not. We'll see. Don't forget pasture. Yeah. Let me just make a pasture for now. Did I? Don't show that down. Is there a setting I do not show any of those ever? Again. We'll just pasture the animals up. Pasture the animals in there for now. There. We'll find out soon, yeah. We'll find out soon. It's better save. Yeah, there should be some general setting to turn it off as well. Setting for elf wildlife aggro for cutting trees is very low. Is it actually? I've been cutting a lot of trees on my previous map. I just bribed the elves with goodies, and they're like, "What trees?" No, there was no trees in here though. Sir, you imagined those trees. It's a bit of a meeting area there. So they stop hanging around in the wagon. Hi. So building an entrance in here is kind of unsafe. I think that's why Untamed Wilderness is getting crazy for so many people so fast. Yeah, my previous fortress was 13 years of warfare against the animals. Like, it was just non-stop war. We need to actually, yeah, we need to do the labor standing orders. Refuse, ignore. Claim your data. Forbid. Forbid everything. Chores. Drink only from designated. And fish only from designated zones. There for now. 13 years of angry birds and agitated dingoes. Yeah, pretty much. So ramp up one level and go with the same idea for the entrance. Yeah, that might be safer. There's actually a hematite in here as well. And coal. Okay. We don't need to burn on trees. There's literally coal here. Right in that wall. Nice. Yeah, let's do that stuff in here. Maybe I'll take advice from you, Drakeny, and I'm gonna actually not open up the outside wall yet. Maybe we'll do it later, or I don't know. Maybe we don't do it. Just do this. But yeah, having easy access to coal and iron immediately, so nice. We are gonna immediately start iron production. Do it from here. You can safely dig all the walls at the waterfall. You do it and put a barricade up on each level. Yeah. That's actually exactly what we did in the previous fort as well. So I don't really want to do the exact same thing we did on the previous fort. Even though we're kind of doing the exact same as in the previous fort. This is just a entrance where they're gonna build everything else a little differently. I want to do mine carts this time as well. We haven't done those before. Fix the extra diagonal. What extra diagonal? Do you marked a diagonal with the waterfall. Did I? Mine characters can shoot out of the waterfall. Where did I, oh yeah, there, thank you. Thank you. Let's do a little wider here. Thank you. Yeah, I found it. Actually, before we... Let's not fully open this yet. I'm gonna leave a pillar there. We're gonna put some doors on those. Oh, did I see... Is that a croc... That's an alligator running. Overcome by terror. Something terrorized the alligator out of the lake. Great. Yeah, there's coal and iron right next to each other here. Yeah, that sounds promising. When an alligator runs out of the lake, scared. Looks like it was safe to cut the tree. Petrified wood. Fancy. Please make me... Not that one. You. Build furniture table. Must be inside, right? Well, this is inside. You're gonna have a table there, and then we'll build a furniture chair. Chairs are there. Have a table and chair. That's gonna be the office, and then we're gonna go here. Do that. Go to labor. Should we go for Reikni? Don't do any jobs of anything. And then go here. Make doors. Wooden doors. Make like 6 for now. Then make beds for us. 10 beds is good. We'll start with that. Office. That's your office corner here. For Reikni. Oh, what was that? Oh, there's dragonflies. Oh, cool. Coal. Milk quartz. Build. Let's see. Oops. We'll do new work detail in here. Done. Full metal dwarf. There we go. And that's gonna be more Rajaka. Don't do that. Is there no gem cutting here? Iron dwarf. Yeah. Chinese. You missed that description. What do you want to be busy? I usually just name people anyways. There's a stoneworker and miner, so you want a miner? Let's go. That's this guy has fancy hair. Oh, there. I cannot type today. Whatever. You'll die. No, it'll be fine. Be fine. You found Jade. Ooh. Ooh, Jade. You have a fancy hair in real life. Kind of looks like him. Nice. Let's just build some workshops in the hallway here for now. Or do we just... No, let's wait for them to be over there. Not sure what do we do with the animals. They're probably gonna die out here. I need to figure out how do we pasture the animals so they don't die. Beard to your belly and hair to your ass. You're short, real dwarfy. I think that sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, become the expedition leader. Nice. And now we're making beds and wooden doors. Good. Setting up the instant production is important. I wish I had actually taken more miners. I should have taken maybe for the next fort we did take even more miners. Or not miners, but maybe just pickaxes. We'll almost be... Yeah, as long as I don't go poke them too close, it should be fine. There are skunks and alligators and kakapos and animals. Well, if I don't need to deal with the animals non-stop, I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest. I'm just traumatized by the other map. More or less because of the freaking animals that we had to fight non-stop. Your beard and hair were close to that until you got tired of pulling it, rolling in your sleep. Oof. Yeah, I mean I have pretty long hair. That needs washing currently, as well. But none of this is really growing. This is a Serena, and the other part is wilderness. So we should be fairly safe for now. In your second save, you spawned in a mountain. The hawks killed your ender base. Yeah, my previous fortress had constant giant birds and wolves and other animals non-stop attacking. Which was fun for everyone. We lost so many dwarves to those birds as well. Like easily like 50 plus dwarves during the lifetime of the fortress died on those birds. We just had so many birds. This is not an ominous music at all. I mean, they'll be friendly once they turn into leather bags. Might be not worst idea just dig a hole down here as well. Blueberry bushes. Fancy. But is the proper blueberries or is it bilberries? I mean, bilberries are the proper berries, but which blueberries are we talking here? Because there is a right and wrong answer to that. Is it the bushy kind or is the smaller plant blueberries? Well, my miners are busy anyway, so dicky. I guess we could put the beds in here and hang out in these tunnels until we get the stuff set up. This is a new fort, yes. We started a new one today. We made 3 worlds until I was pleased with the world. And then we settled in here. Yeah, European blueberries. Bilberries are the proper ones. The ones that grow on ground, not on a bush. The bushy ones have no taste at all compared to the proper bilberries. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for first. Yeah, those are the proper blueberries. And the bushy ones that are especially like stores and whenever you have like a blueberry something, like a muffin or anything, it's usually using the bushy ones, which are called the blueberries, and then the ones that are actually good ones are the bilberries, which is the European blueberry basically. Big are just nothing. Yeah, I don't like the texture of them is different as well. They're like more like a I don't know how to describe, more like wooden, wooden tasting. Like the texture is not even the same on between those berries. Alright, so do this. Yeah, something like that. The bush ones are like mush inside. That doesn't really taste like anything. Yeah. The bilberries are much sweeter and yummier, at least in my opinion. Hey Yunfei, how are you doing? Zoom. Alright. Now we'll have a splishy splashy waterfall right next to their beds. I'm not sure if you want a waterfall right next to your bed, but hey, it's fine. You're gonna get a little wet, that's okay. Alright, so we're inside. I'm doing good. Yunfei. I am doing good. A lot of pissed face. It's fine. It's fine. You always sleep in your shower. every Saturday, Friday night, sleeping in your shower. So we have a little bit of a hematite. We could make a few iron bars already. Not enough though. I almost want to just chase after these coal veins, but no, maybe not yet. Let's make a stockpile here. This is just temporary lodgings until we get proper things set up. We'll put ammo, animals, armors, bars. Cool. Actually, almost like all of this except none of those, and none of this, and none of that, and none of that as well. Yeah, I'll just haul all of this shit inside into that pile. Yeah, this is a new port. We just started it. We spent like 3 hours getting a new port first. The miners are done with their job. So I wanna make I guess we do like 4 wider since that's 4 wider. Let's go like that. Also, I want to make mechanic. Put that in the corner there. I guess no one is a mechanic yet. I kind of wish more of these jobs were available in this list by default, but I guess anyone can do that. You want a you want a blueberry pie now, Valfanos? I wouldn't say no as well. I actually wanted I want some kind of cake. Like just like a raspberry, just normal like täytekakku for you Finns. I want for some reason I have a want for that. Let's get rock. What are the rock mechanisms? Let's do perma order on those to have 10 of them in the stockpile. And then I want wooden cages. Just make it 10 for now. Let's get some initial traps. Paranoid. That something pops up immediately and kills us. So let's get a few traps. I mean, we could like literally now we could get a bronze colossus that comes to kick my door down. Like that could happen. So preferring some defense instantly might not be the worst idea. Trade depot would be actually a good idea as well. We'll just put one out here, I guess. I need to build a bridge over this river. Yeah, we need a bridge over this river. But yeah, getting a trade depot. We just put one up here. Let's make it if only I had a little bit more of that. We'll use. Isn't chalk? Chalk is a flux stone, right there. So we just have flux. I could literally make steel right now. Like I have hematite. I have coal and flux. I could literally start making steel instantly. Usually it's 3 hours of character creation. Well, it was 3 hours of fort creation. But we ended up with a pretty good setup. I like the world. This is a new one. We're in a... Oh. Badger boar. Badger. Oh, it's a baby badger. Oh. This is a half a good biome. It's a serene biome. There's feather trees and there might be unicorns and stuff showing up on this area. And then the other one is just a wilderness. Your fort is your character, not the individual dwarves. That is kind of true, to be honest. Like in a RimWorld, you play people. Yunfei, you need a miner, by the way. Here you go. Yeah, Yunfei, as your miner to die again. But in RimWorld you play few people, and it's all about the people. And in this you play a fortress, and dwarves just happen to be living there. You wanna be a ghost again? Oh, that's gonna happen, for sure. Wifey, how about some tea? Wifey needs nap time. Sleepy time. Oh, foodie time. Well, you have food. You could eat those bees. If you want to put them in the oven. Oh, well, we can make that later if you want. But you... Well, you've had already one food, so no eating more today then. Ah, yeah, well, no more food tomorrow for you then. We do need to stop a little earlier today because I need to go to the city with you tomorrow. We need to go to pharmacy, so. Yes. So maybe you want to wait a little bit, and then we'll make food. Sure. Sure. I remember this. Ooh, what do we hit? More limonite, nice. Let's go, like... Oh, there's an aquifer here. Maybe I'll stay on this level instead of going to the aquifer. I'm not sure if I want to go down in that one. Let's stay here. I'm gonna build a floor on it. Claystone. Do shale. cages are done. Some these traps. We'll just put a small wall of traps in there. There's already blood in here. No, actually, that's mud. I was like, oh no, that's blood. Nope. Oh no, there's trees in the river though. I'm gonna forbid those. So some brave dwarf doesn't climb down. What are these? Ooh. Mountain even flowers. It's kind of cool. Just growing out the small termites. There is actually bees in this map as well. We could get honeybees. Maybe we'll start making ton of honey in this as well. We didn't do honey on the previous map. Colony of bumblebees. Yeah, we could do some bees. And then we're gonna get messages constantly. Dwarf this and this got stung by a bee. Lignite. Yeah, there's a lignite wall. Cooler, we can burn a lignite. Nice. Is everyone just hauling currently? Yeah, they might be hauling all the stuff from here. That stockpile is not gonna be big enough for all the stuff. So let's just widen this a little bit for now. Just pile up all the crap in there. We'll deal with it later. The trade depot is done, and we should get let's get a workshop and a jeweler in here for now. So cooler can more energy. Sorry, more energy. Can start cutting all those gems instantly. If there's a caravan, so we can buy some. We have carps. Oh. Great. Good job, carp. They're falling down from the waterfall. Getting smashed. If I put some if I put some not bars, like floor crates in here, can we just start catching fish that falls down the waterfall and smashes itself into the ground there instead of going down in the river below? Just a net to catch the jumping fish. Let's get rid of this carpenter workshop in here. We need to move the meeting area into the fort as well, so they hang out in there instead of hanging out in the wilderness here. Yeah, this is a new fort. Well, that we started today. I need to go to sleep today earlier as well. That would be also a good idea. Not just ending and making food earlier, but sleeping also earlier. Sleep? What's that? Yeah, exactly. We don't sell that here. That's not the thing, yeah. You're already done sleeping. Well, you have a kind of weird sleep schedule as well, for sure. I'm gonna put the meeting area. This is the new meeting area there. Accept. And we're gonna get rid of this one. We'll make a garbage dump over there. But don't we all have a weird schedules? I like my weird schedule. this is now here. And let's dig a little bit this way, and then we go this way. Like that, maybe. So we need to go... Yeah, this is good. And then... If you go like down... Down. There might be aquifer in here, which would be annoying to deal with, but hopefully not. Yeah, no, two different people. Busy. Your holiday ends tomorrow. Got to go back to work. Yeah. Work. We need to redirect this river a little bit. Maybe. I might just make it flow into the fort later. Maybe this is even waterier fort than the previous one. No, I do need to deal with that at some point. I'm actually really waiting for the winter. I want to see what happens with the winter, with the river. It was kind of interesting when we embarked, and if it's gonna be similarly crazy later. Claystone. You guys just keep digging there. And you've been binging on RimWorld. RimWorld is really good. Might be a good idea to build a bit of a shooter for the water, especially on these higher levels. Also maybe protect the trade depot a little bit better. You haven't played for 2 years? Nice. It's gonna be quite a lot of new stuff for you. Let's build that bridge, actually. That was something I needed. Because they need to currently go on a very unsafe route. So we'll just do this way. Doesn't really matter. Build a wooden bridge there. I used closest material, so it's gonna be a willow bridge apparently. That's okay. Also modded, yeah. I mean, why would you not play modded? Let's see, what's here? Civilizations. Scarlet Lanterns and us. Nobody else. Whoa, hello. What? I'm allied with elves? Yeah, I have an alliance with elves, apparently. Pukes. Also, we have a war. There's 10 goblins living there. Sorry, 10 humans in there. With a ton of artifacts. Yeah, we are allied with the elves. Alliance. Actually, are these... We're allied with the humans as well. We're allied with elves and the humans. War unicorns. Yes, Mexi. Yes, we're gonna make war unicorns. I mean, the symbol of our fortress is... what was it called? Something Fate. Oh, yeah, Blaze Fate. Blaze Fate is the name of our symbol. And symbol of the fortress. And it's a picture of a unicorn on fire that's screaming. Over 200 days and you haven't really played with Biotech or done any Empire stuff? Nice. Think you can engrave that, right? Yeah, we can. Try engraving the tiles at the entrance a bit. Yeah, we could do that actually. Pillars. I had that idea on that previous fort that we should make this kind of pillar of memories or whatever we want to call it. And it's this maybe like 3x3 pillar. So you have 8 tiles, plus the middle, I guess, but 8 tiles at the edges that you can engrave. And every year we engrave 8 things on those pillars. So, for example, when we first year now, we would carve on the first pillar like the founding of the fortress and so on and so on. And then when something fun happens in the fortress, we would always carve a thing on that pillar, an image of that. Or it could be also a statue garden that we could do. Like you can make a statue of those, like an image of that, and so on and so on. But I think like a central pillar thing for the fortress. That's something like that. I was thinking we could either build it up, have like an obelisk, or make it go down. Because making it go down might be easier. But we could also use because they added in this version that you can make if you make like a metal wall, for example, you can engrave those metal walls. So we could make like this massive steel pillar or something. We have this long double wall going into the fortress. Start carving. I mean, I could, I guess. I need to decide where we put it. We need to also note down things. But I'm not sure if there might be not 8 things I wanna carve every year. So is 8 tiles too much? And then some years we might have more than 8 happenings that we wanna put in. So I don't know. But something like that could be really cool. But yeah, we need to start doing that immediately. Keep them for a future for now. Yeah. I mean, if it's statues, statues are good because they are very movable. Just carve extra space with lol. More Nerjek was here. If you do statues, then it's easy to relocate. Like we could still have like a pillar that goes up that has like a platforms where we just put 8 statues around in a circle, and that just keeps going up through the fortress or something. We could make like steel statues or something. Well, let's get some I guess we'll put that in. This is getting a little crowded, let's put it here. I need a metalsmith. Also, no, don't do that yet. Let's actually do let's do where's stoneworker first? Let's put that down here. You can use shale because we need some blocks before we make anything. I'll make statues. Statues is good. We can make a pillar of statues. Or do I? I don't know. No, I think I'm gonna carve it into the pillar itself. I could have a first layer go like below this. If this is the surface, and we'll make that massive hole covered with glass in the middle, and then just keep going down this way. We could just make a hole here currently, put the first pillar in. Pea plants. Cool. Do we decide? That's center of our fort right there. Is that good for a center? Yeah, this looks Alright, this is gonna be the center of the fort. Right there. We have made a decision. That is the center of the universe for us. It's probably not gonna match to this. Not really. Okay, we're gonna move it a little bit. Although this is 4 tiles wide. And this is 5 tiles wide. Maybe move it here. We have made a decision and we have changed it. Alright, this is good. We'll do here. Okay. Now the decision has been made. This is the center of the fort. The walls are also indestructible, so we don't really need to worry about the stuff getting destroyed. Let's do new order. Rock block. Make those. Make sure we have 10 of them. Also cut gems. Let's make sure we have 5 rough gems, so we don't go through all of them. And this then repeats. Yeah. Go cut some gems for us, please. Get some something to sell. Saltpeter. We're gonna make explosives. What's the job for deconstructing? Is it mason? Or what's the job for that though? Also, sand was somewhere up here. Sand is in a not best location. I need to get some sand from up here for our infinite glass factory. What is that thing? And why is it cute? That's not a hamster. This is a fluffy wombler. It's kind of cute. It's a vermin. It's very big for a vermin. Under chores, no skilled children can do it. The womblers can be pets. Oh, but it's a vermin. We need to catch those. Got to catch them all. We're gonna have those as pets. We're just gonna fill a fortress with fluffies. Ooh, gems. Is that gems as well? Yes, more gems. Also, is that that's tetrahedrite, right? Lignite. Rats are vermin too, and you can have them as a pet. Well, I can't because I'm very allergic to rats and most other things. Probably allergic to humans as well. But yeah, I'm allergic to anything with fur. Pretty much it's me sneezy. Fluffy warblers are very dangerous. One of them killed a bronze colossus once. What? Oh, was that one of those sock wielding bronze colossuses? We could make stairs inside the pillar. Maybe we need a maintenance entrance through the center of the pillar. Carp is fighting. Did Carp fall again? Yeah, probably. Aye. So I need now that we have those, we need a furnace. We need a smelter. We're gonna use a claystone block. Some migrants have arrived. You say some, but it's quite a lot. Nine guys came in the first migrant wave. Damn. Yeah, well, so, oh, 4 children. All the children. You're a fluffy warbler. I'm a fluffy warbler as well. 4 children. This is more children in this fort already than in the whole fort previously. Exo, do you which dwarf do you wanna be? Do you wanna be a miner, woodcutter, stoneworker, animal caretaker, presser, a gem setter? This guy is legendary something. Legendary gem setter. Adequate record keeper as well. Legendary. What's these pressers? Noise animal. That's very good. You know your way around wood. Adequate woodcutter. Exi. Yes. Name it Exo. There we go. Yes. Well, I'll happily take more dwarves, for sure. Need to put those animals. That's sparrows. Animals into this pile here. Would it be the first time you were called a woodcutter? If you say so. Oh, this is a lovely looking material. Claystone. It's nice dark brown. Hi. Requires fuel. I have fuel. What do you mean? We have coal. Oh, I need to make coke from that. How do you make coke? Coke from a coal requires fuel. Okay. So I need to. I need to make a wood furnace first. One fuel plus coke is 9 pours of fuel. Nice. Does the coke itself work as a fuel? So you just basically make more out of it. You just make a few charcoal first, and then you just turn all the coke into fuel. Is there any other use for a coal? You can make buildings and. Ooh. Does that make nice black? Ooh. Can I build a floor out of this coal? It's probably not in the allowed stones. If there's a lot of coal on the map, I might wanna, especially once we get to magma, and we don't really need that much anymore. Come on, wifey, don't you die there. Ooh, it does make really nice black flora. Yeah. Some of this coal might go into making black floors. Alright, so that's kickstarted. Now you can make oh, you can make coke out of lignite as well? Oh. So if I do this first for a bit, then we can make ton of coke out of lignite as well. Can I fill a hole with 6 levels of magma and put a forge on top? Yeah, you need just one tile of 4. It doesn't use the magma at all. You need one tile of 4 out of 7 depth. That's enough. Everything else is just extra. Still baffles me how younger people these days are absolutely clueless about survival skills. Yeah. I mean, they don't really need it, I guess. Oh, clay. Yeah. Alright, let's see. So this fails. This tile. So that's the center of the fort. Let's just dig that opener. Until you someday need them. Yeah. No, the older generation should make sure that we never need them. That's what should be happening. We can actually use this as a drinking zone for a winter time. Use this aquifer for something good. There's a lot of clay in here, which means we could actually farm in here. Alright, I need to decide how big we want this. And how we want this. Shad. There's actually quite a lot of nice fish in this river. If I redirected this river through underground or something, we could fish underground on this river. Get some carps and sturgeons and whatnot. Just make the fish fall down. I mean, the carps are already suiciding. Cave fish are less annoying. Yeah, but you need to get the caves for that. I don't really want to go to caves. Let's put a hotkey for that location. Yeah, there's a ton of coke now. Awesome. So that means we can then smelt hematite next. We only have 4. Okay. Cancel one of them. We're getting metal industry going already. These guys are happy about the waterfall here. Yay! I'm so relieved. We should have a tavern actually right here. You don't get like 99 varieties of fish here. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. They can just eat them out. It's fine. Alright, let's save this here. And I'm gonna go make some food. And everything. I'll be back tomorrow. At some time. Around the normal time. And we'll play more of this probably tomorrow as well. Once we go to city center with wifey and grab some things. There. So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll continue this and get our fancy fort. We need to think about some options we want for this. How do we want to actually make the fort? I kind of like that idea of a massive like a hole in here that just goes down all the way, and then we put glass on the top of this, and then there's gonna be glass at the edge of the thing as well, and then lots of steel, like this steel cylinder going down, steel and glass going all the way down to caverns and hell, and then we have all the fortress kind of situated around the edges of the massive hole. We might go up at some point. Feel like a tower or something. What is sleep? Yeah, exactly. Good for underground butcheries as well. Miasmagosa web. Yeah. I mean, I could might even... I might even leave it open. And I might actually put the waterfall... Put the river... direct the river through the middle. And just make it all go just flow down into caverns or something. This massive central waterfall. We'll see. But anyways... I'll see you guys tomorrow, so have a nice night. Say hi to Blind.